There comes a moment in every soul's journey when we must learn the beauty of stillness, the sacred art of doing nothing, not because we have given up, but because we have finally understood that we don't have to chase what already belongs to us. When you stop forcing, controlling, or doubting, the universe begins to move on your behalf. Everything you've been praying for, peace, love, success, healing, begins to align perfectly, piece by piece, like a divine puzzle rearranging itself in silence. Today, I want you to trust that you can rest and still receive. You've done everything you were supposed to do. You've prayed, you've visualized, you've written your goals, and you've taken every possible step that you thought would bring your dream closer. Yet, somehow, things still feel stuck. You begin to wonder, what else should I do? But maybe the real question isn't about what else you need to do. Maybe it's about what you need to stop doing. There's a moment in every journey when the most powerful action you can take is to stop forcing the outcome. It's not easy, because our human minds are trained to believe that more effort, more control, and more pushing will make things happen faster. But spiritual growth teaches us something deeper, that the energy of forcing is the very thing that blocks the flow of what we're asking for. When you force an outcome, you send a message to the universe that says, I don't believe this can happen unless I make it happen. You create resistance. Your energy becomes tight, tense, and closed off. You start operating from fear that time is running out, fear that things won't work unless you control them, fear that if you relax, it will all fall apart. But the truth is the opposite. The moment you let go, life begins to move in your favor. Imagine holding sand in your hand. If you hold it gently, it stays, but the tighter you squeeze, the more it slips through your fingers. That's exactly how energy works. What is meant for you stays effortlessly when you're relaxed, open, and trusting. But when you try to manipulate or control how things unfold, you push your blessings away without realizing it. When you stop forcing, you don't stop caring. You simply shift your energy from desperation to trust. You're saying, I have done my part, and now I allow life to do the rest. You trust that what's yours will come, not through stress or struggle, but through divine alignment. You don't chase, you don't beg, you don't question. You simply allow. This doesn't mean you sit still and do nothing forever. It means your actions come from peace, not panic. You move when you feel inspired, not pressured. You speak when your intuition nudges you, not when your fear screams at you. You take steps guided by faith, not by force. The difference may seem small, but energetically, it changes everything. When you stop forcing outcomes, you begin to see how perfectly everything is unfolding. The doors that once stayed shut begin to open without effort. People who are meant to help you appear naturally. The timing of things feels almost magical, because you finally understand that there was never anything to fight for, only something to align with. Sometimes things don't happen right away because the universe is rearranging the pieces for your highest good. Maybe the delay is protecting you. Maybe what you're asking for isn't ready, or maybe you're not fully ready yet. Either way, forcing won't speed up divine timing. It only creates frustration. Patience and surrender, however, allow everything to unfold exactly as it should. So take a deep breath. You are not behind. You are not forgotten. You are not being punished. You are simply in a season of alignment, a sacred pause where life is preparing you for what you've asked for. The more you relax, the faster everything flows. The more you trust, the more life opens up to you. Say to yourself, I no longer chase, I attract. What belongs to me flows effortlessly into my life. You don't have to figure out the details. You don't have to know the how or the when. All you have to do is stay in faith, stay in peace, and stay open to receive. When you stop forcing, you stop struggling. And when you stop struggling, you begin to float, carried gently by the current of divine timing. You start to feel that life has always been for you, never against you. What once felt like delays now feel like protection. What once felt like rejection now feels like redirection. So relax your grip. Take your hands off the steering wheel. Let life guide you instead of you trying to control every turn. Trust that the universe knows exactly where you're going, and it's taking you there in the gentlest, most miraculous way possible. You don't have to fight for what's already yours. You simply have to allow it. Peace is not the absence of movement. It is the presence of alignment. It is the calm center from which true creation flows. When you begin to see peace as your new form of productivity, life starts to reorganize itself around your inner stillness. You stop running after outcomes and start attracting them. You stop exhausting yourself trying to make things happen and begin to witness how easily things unfold when your energy is calm, clear, and centered. For so long, the world has conditioned you to believe that constant action equals success, that your worth is measured by how much you can produce, achieve, or control. But beneath that noise lies a quiet truth. Peace is far more powerful than pressure. When you operate from a peaceful state of being, everything you touch carries the vibration of clarity and grace. You make better decisions. Your words become more intentional and your energy becomes magnetic. You no longer push through resistance. You glide through it with trust. Imagine a still lake. Its surface reflects the sky perfectly because it is calm. But if the water is disturbed, the reflection becomes distorted. That's what happens when your mind is restless. You lose the ability to clearly reflect divine guidance. Peace is what allows you to see truth, to sense your intuition, and to respond to life with wisdom instead of reaction. When you are peaceful, you are productive on the deepest level. Because you're aligned with universal intelligence, you may think resting, breathing, or taking a moment for yourself is doing nothing. Yet these moments of stillness are when you reconnect to your power. The most creative ideas often come not when you are working hard, but when you are relaxed and open. Solutions rise effortlessly when you stop trying to force them. Inspiration flows when you are quiet enough to hear it. True productivity is not about the number of tasks completed, it's about the quality of energy you bring to what you do. When you make peace your priority, you begin to notice how easily things come together. The right people show up, the right opportunities appear. You begin to experience what some call flow, a state where you no longer chase life, you move with it. You start to see that peace doesn't slow you down. It speeds up the manifestation process because your energy becomes pure and focused. Anxiety scatters your energy, but peace concentrates it. Choosing peace is a daily practice. It means pausing before reacting. It means forgiving instead of fighting. It means letting go of what you cannot control and trusting that life knows what it's doing. Peace is not found in perfect conditions. It's created within you despite them. You can be in a storm and still feel calm inside because peace is a choice, not a circumstance. When you live in peace, you stop needing to prove anything. You no longer act from fear of not being enough. You begin to act from fullness, from love, from trust. And that's when life responds differently to you. People feel your calm energy and are drawn to it. Opportunities come because your vibration says, I am ready and I am aligned. You stop being busy and start being effective. So instead of asking, what should I do next? Ask yourself, how can I feel more peaceful right now? Because from that peace, everything that needs to be done will rise naturally. You will know what to do, when to act, and when to rest. Your intuition will guide you more accurately than your fear ever could. Let peace become your foundation, your daily decision to be still, to breathe, and to trust. The world may tell you to hustle, but your soul whispers, be still and let it come to you. You will soon see that peace isn't the opposite of productivity. It is the highest form of it. When you are at peace, you align with divine timing. And when you align with divine timing, everything unfolds in ways that no amount of struggle could ever create. The most powerful forces in the universe are invisible. The wind moves the trees, but you cannot see it. The seed breaks open underground, but you never witness its transformation. The stars shift in the night sky, guiding tides and seasons, yet all of it happens quietly. The same sacred silence governs your life too. When you cannot see progress, it doesn't mean nothing is happening. It means the universe is working in silence, arranging every detail in divine order. It's easy to feel anxious when you can't see immediate results. You begin to wonder if your prayers were heard, if your efforts matter, if the universe even remembers your name. But the truth is, the moment you set an intention, when you speak a desire from your heart with faith, an unseen chain of events begins. Energy starts to move. People are inspired to take actions that connect with your path. Circumstances begin to shift, and life quietly starts preparing to meet you halfway. Just because you can't see it doesn't mean it's not happening. The human mind often believes that silence means inactivity, but spiritually, silence is creation. The universe builds miracles in the quiet, not in chaos, not in panic, but in stillness. Think about the night sky. You see darkness, yet within that darkness are billions of galaxies expanding. The same principle applies to your journey in your seasons of silence. Expansion is taking place. The energy of your dreams is forming structures, gathering the right people, aligning perfect timing. Sometimes the universe hides progress because it wants you to build faith, not dependence on results. If you could see everything unfolding at once, you wouldn't need trust. But trust is what strengthens your vibration. It keeps your energy open and receptive, allowing manifestations to come faster. The waiting period isn't punishment, it's preparation. It's the universe whispering, hold on a little longer. I'm not finished arranging your blessing. You don't plant a seed today and demand fruit tomorrow. You trust that beneath the soil, life is happening. The roots are growing deep, even though your eyes see nothing. That's exactly what's happening in your life right now. Every prayer, every affirmation, every act of kindness you've released into the world is rooting itself in unseen soil. The result will bloom at the perfect moment, and when it does, it will feel effortless, as if it appeared out of nowhere. But it didn't. It was being built silently all along. There's deep wisdom in learning to be still when nothing seems to move. Stillness is not waiting with frustration, it's waiting with knowing. It's resting in the awareness that divine timing is never late, and nothing that belongs to you can ever pass you by. In those quiet seasons, your only task is to maintain your energy, to keep your faith alive, to stay aligned with gratitude, and to believe in the unseen work that's being done on your behalf. The silence is also a teacher. It teaches patience, surrender, and the art of allowing. It teaches you to stop demanding evidence and start trusting energy. When you can be at peace in the silence, you've mastered one of the greatest spiritual lessons there is, because once you trust that, things are moving even when you can't see them. You step into true co-creation with the universe. So if you find yourself in a season where nothing seems to be happening, smile gently. You're not being ignored. You're being prepared. Your blessings are maturing in silence. The right people are being positioned. The timing is being perfected. The path is being cleared. The noise of the world may say nothing is moving, but in the silence, everything is. When the time is right, the invisible will become visible. What was hidden will reveal itself beautifully and effortlessly, and you'll realize that the waiting wasn't empty after all. It was sacred. The silence was not your punishment. It was your protection. It was the space where the universe worked quietly to bring your miracle to life. The need to know when and how is what keeps so many of us trapped in cycles of worry, doubt, and control. We want to see the entire path before taking the first step. We want guarantees, certainty, and timelines. But life doesn't unfold that way. The universe works through trust, not through timetables. The moment you release the need to know when and how, you free yourself from the chains of resistance and open the door for miracles to enter. The human mind is wired to seek control. It believes that if it can plan everything perfectly, it can avoid pain, disappointment, or failure. But this constant need for certainty blocks the natural flow of divine timing. The truth is, the universe has a plan far greater than anything your mind could ever design. What you think is delay might actually be protection. What you think is confusion might be redirection. The timing you're questioning might be the exact alignment required for everything to fit together perfectly. When you surrender the need to know, you are not giving up on your dream. You are giving up the illusion that you're the one who must make it all happen. You are trusting the invisible forces that move galaxies, oceans, and seasons to move your life in the same intelligent way. You begin to understand that what you desire is already being prepared for you, and your only job is to stay aligned with the feeling of trust and readiness. Think of a child learning to walk. The child doesn't ask, when will I take my next step? How will I balance? The child simply moves with faith, knowing the ability will unfold naturally through experience. That's the energy of surrender, allowing life to unfold without needing to control its every movement. You walk forward because you trust that something greater is guiding your steps. The need to know one often comes from fear. The fear that it may never happen, that you may not be enough, that you may miss your chance. But fear is just a story your mind tells when it forgets how supported you truly are. Everything has a rhythm, a divine order, and nothing good ever comes from rushing that rhythm. Flowers do not bloom faster because you demand it. They bloom because you allow the process. When you let go of the how, you make space for the universe to surprise you. Miracles rarely happen the way we expect them to. The perfect opportunity might come through a stranger, a coincidence, or a sudden change in direction. But if you're too attached to how it should happen, you might miss what's actually happening. Life is infinitely creative. When you stop insisting that it follow your plan, it shows you something even better. Surrender doesn't mean sitting back and doing nothing. It means taking inspired action and then trusting the results to unfold naturally. It's a partnership. You do your part, and the universe does the rest. Your part is to stay open, positive, and faithful. The universe's part is to orchestrate the timing and delivery. When you try to do both, you interfere. When you do yours and trust it to do its, everything flows smoothly. There's deep relief in not having to know. There's freedom in saying, I don't need to figure it out anymore. I trust that it's already being handled. The more you surrender, the lighter your heart becomes. You begin to feel guided instead of burdened, calm instead of anxious, confident instead of doubtful. You start to understand that the how and when were never your responsibility to begin with. So breathe deeply. You are not behind. You are not late. You are right on time for your own divine story. The timing of your dreams is perfect, even when you can't see it yet. Let go of the need to plan every detail. Trust that the same force that makes the sun rise and the stars shine is working for you too. You don't have to know when your dream will manifest. You don't have to know how it will come together. You only need to know that it will, and that knowing is enough. When you surrender the need to know, life begins to unfold in the most beautiful, effortless way. The miracle happens not because you forced it, but because you finally allowed it. There comes a time in your journey when you realize that you've spent so much of your life trying to prove your worth, trying to earn love, trying to make things happen through effort and control. You've given your energy to everyone and everything, hoping that one day life will give you back what you've poured out. But here is the truth. Life has always wanted to love you. It's you who must now open your heart wide enough to receive that love. Letting life love you back begins with understanding that you are not here to struggle for every blessing. You are here to allow the flow of good to reach you. The same force that causes flowers to bloom and rivers to flow also wants to move through you, filling your world with peace, abundance, and joy. But love cannot enter where fear has built walls. You must soften, release the belief that you have to fight for everything, and simply let yourself be supported. For too long, you may have believed that love has to be earned, that success, peace, or happiness must be achieved through sacrifice or exhaustion. But that's not how life was designed. Life responds to your energy, not your effort. When your energy is full of self-criticism, guilt, and striving, it blocks the natural current of abundance. When you replace that energy with acceptance, gratitude, and trust, everything begins to flow to you with ease. Letting life love you back means stepping out of survival mode. It means realizing that you don't have to chase after every opportunity or beg for anyone's affection. You are already enough. You are already worthy. When you stop doubting your worth, you stop attracting situations that make you prove it. Life mirrors your beliefs. And the moment you begin to treat yourself with love and respect, the world around you starts to reflect that same love right back to you. Open your arms, figuratively and literally, and allow good things to come without resistance. If someone offers you help, receive it. If an opportunity appears, don't question whether you deserve it. Say yes with gratitude. If life gives you moments of rest, don't fill them with guilt. Rest is a sign that you're in alignment, not that you're lazy. Receiving is not weakness, it is divine balance. The universe cannot flow to you if you refuse to open your heart to it. Letting life love you back also means forgiving the past. You can't welcome new blessings while holding on to old pain. Every wound you carry quietly tells the world, I'm not ready to receive. Healing is the process of removing those blocks so love can reach you again. Forgive not because others deserve it, but because you deserve peace. The moment you forgive, you create space for life to fill that emptiness with new joy, new love, and new beginnings. Start each day by affirming that you are open to receive. Say to yourself, I am ready for life to love me back. I am open to joy. I am open to ease. I am open to miracles. Feel those words in your heart. When you shift into that vibration, you stop resisting the very blessings that have been waiting for you. Life begins to surprise you with beauty in the simplest ways. A kind word, an unexpected opportunity, a moment of clarity that changes everything. The truth is, life has never been against you. Every challenge was simply a way to guide you back to your power, to soften your heart, and to help you remember that love is your natural state. You don't have to chase it, you only have to allow it. So today, breathe deeply and surrender the struggle. Let go of the need to fix, prove, or earn. Stand still in your worth and whisper to yourself, I am ready to be loved by life. Because the moment you stop pushing against the current and allow it to carry you, you'll see how beautifully everything aligns. Love will begin to meet you everywhere, in the faces of strangers, in opportunities that feel like grace, in the quiet peace that fills your soul. That is life loving you back.